What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday, the 7th of March. Congratulations, guys, for making it through another pretty rough week in the markets, guys. It has been not a fantastic experience, but we do have some major news, of course, from Mr. Donald J. Trump today, and of course, the American administration. So look, what happened last night? Well, Donald Trump actually did what he said he would do. He signed in the Bitcoin Reserve Strategic Fund, guys, and that is pretty incredible. Now, the markets, I did tell you, be careful for a sell the news event. And what do you know? There was around over $200 million liquidated literally just after the announcement. Okay, guys, I knew it was going to happen. I did warn you guys about that. Look, I know there is some disappointment about the fact that basically Donald J. Trump didn't say that Bitcoin is going to be purchased on the market. But come on, guys, this is nothing more than bullish news and something we could have only dreamed of a few years ago. So look, let's get into the news, guys. As you can see here, Trump signs Bitcoin reserve order but won't buy more for now. At the moment, the US government owns around 200,000 Bitcoin. That's right, 200,000 Bitcoin. Very jealous over here. Well, they actually have $17 billion or so in Bitcoin right now. But what this does is it removes $17 billion off the market completely. They are going to diamond hand this thing, okay? Basically, what they've done before, as David Sachs did say, the AI and crypto dude from the White House, is that they've sold before and they now feeling the pain of that. If we head over here, this is a Twitter post from David Sachs himself. Now, further down, he actually states that it cost the US government a lot by selling these things before. Premature sales of Bitcoin have already cost US taxpayers over $17 billion in lost value. So guys, they are feeling those paper hands movements there. And now the federal government will have a strategy to maximize the value of its holdings. Okay, so how can it maximize the value of its holdings? Well, clearly they're going to start looking at, basically looking for yield opportunities, aren't they, really? Bitcoin Fi might be a play here. But yeah, clearly they're going to be looking for getting 3, 4, 5% on their Bitcoin holdings, guys. So anyway, look, the key news here is that the US will not sell any Bitcoin deposited into their reserve. It will be kept as a store of value, which is fantastic. The reserve is like a digital Fort Knox for the cryptocurrency, often called digital gold. Okay, so in addition to this, the executive order establishes a US digital asset stockpile consisting of digital assets other than Bitcoin forfeited in criminal or civil proceedings. They will also not be buying those altcoins that they mentioned in the crypto strategic reserve just the other day, that being Solana, Ethereum, XRP, and of course ADA, Cardano. So they're not going to be buying them off the market. So that's what everyone thought they'd be buying them, putting them into the reserve. They're not going to be doing that, guys. Okay, they're not going to be accumulating those coins. However, there is space for them if they get them from criminal or civil proceedings to be sat in that reserve. Okay, guys. So look, they're saying that this executive order is the commitment to make the US the crypto capital of the world. But look, let's just get into what this actually means. So now the US have now confirmed that the Bitcoin is a reserve asset for the US government. That's huge. That is a green light to other countries, and not just companies, financial institutions, big investment funds, big financial pension funds, like everywhere, that Bitcoin is here and Bitcoin is here to stay. And the fact that the US government haven't actually announced that they're going to buy any as of now. They did mention that they want to implement delta neutral strategies, which will help them accumulate more Bitcoin, but it won't be at the expense of the US taxpayer. But the fact that they've now made this a real asset, in reserve asset, then they have given the green light to every single other country in the world, guys, to front run the eventual purchase of Bitcoin from the US government, which I'm sure is coming down the road, guys. Now, one step at a time. I don't think they're going to start purchasing what they've said themselves over the coming 2-3 years, but they are diamond handing $17 billion, which isn't to be sniffed at. But now other governments and other institutions are now going, well, hang on a minute. The US government have now actually recognized this as a reserve asset. Let's front run the US government. Let's front run the other countries, and let's buy into Bitcoin now before the others do and make our gains, not only as an inflation hedge, but also just on the asset price itself. Of course, before, El Salvador was like the only country to ever really put their Bitcoin as a reserve asset. And that's, congratulations to, El Salvador and, Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, as I mentioned on the other day. Big ups to him. He front run the US government by a couple years, pretty much, and he and his country will see the rewards for that. It's a pretty legendary move, to be honest with you. But now, El Salvador is one thing. Look, they don't have obviously the reputation or the influence, of course, that the US has in the entire world. The fact that the US have done this now is makes a massive difference in terms of, the financial rails that we can expect, to basically bridge Bitcoin, obviously, into kind of traditional finance and, obviously into Web3 financial assets. And so, look, guys, I think this is really, really positive. I know the markets reacted badly. I was expecting it. Maybe, there was some real bulltards that were expecting Bitcoin to be bought on the market and, just absolutely smash up the price. But, I didn't see that happening anyway, to be honest with you. But this has now given us the foundation, and that's important, the foundation to really, really push on, guys, that we will see an insane bull market. That when that is, I'm not sure. It does look like there's still going to be short-term, kind of chaos in the markets with all these tariffs and the Russia-Ukraine thing, and all this kind of bravado between China and the US. But this has now given us the foundation in which to build. Okay, guys, so fantastic news regarding Bitcoin. And, let's move on now and talk about our favorite things, which of course is DeFi and AI agents. All right, guys, let's get into the markets today. Let's see how they are reacting from that news, guys. As you can see, there hasn't been any major bull moves, really, unfortunately, from the announcement from the American administration. In fact, those assets that people were expecting to be part of the digital asset reserve fund, such as Cardano and Solana, have actually seen some major drawdowns. So as we can see here, Cardano is now down 8.1%. Solana is also down nearly 5% on the daily, guys. Not really surprising, to be honest, given the news, but still holding it. It was up 48% this week. So it's 8% down compared to 48% is not a massive hit. It's just obviously had an impact. It's had an impact, guys. And it hasn't given us those sweet gains that we were hoping for. But I did say sell the news is more than likely. It's just so usual from these whales and manipulators for big events like this to just sell into it, regardless of what really came out. Okay, guys. As you can see, SUI here is also up 7% on the daily. They've just made a major announcements as well with the World Liberty Financial Project, which is related to Donald Trump, that they will be utilizing the SUI blockchain. So no surprise to see SUI there with a nice rise today, guys. Look, going further down, you can see Hyperliquid, which has been a very hype project recently, is down 6.4%. Moving on to the DeFi coins and stuff, because I know that's what you guys watch this channel for. As we can see, it's not been great. The market cap is down 9% today, so nearly 10% today. And look at that, seeing AI XBT very, very close to the 6-figure market cap breakdown, guys. It is not looking good there. We can see Hayenon is also down 10% today, which is a good favorite of this channel, of course. Graphane down 25%, Spectral down 16%, Swarm Node down 17%. Guys, I don't like repeating myself here. Clearly, there's been a big dramatic sell-off in the kind of DeFi area, guys. But look, Hive AI is also down 20%, and Orbit as well. Two very promising AI abstraction layers with solid teams behind them that are constantly shipping. It is rough, actually, for the DeFi coins today. Moving into the AI agent space, the news isn't much better, guys. Fraser, which has been doing fantastically well and outperforming the rest of the projects, has now finally taken its bow with an 18% decrease today, guys. Arc down another 25%. I mean, yeah, Arc has not been performing well recently, guys. One of the main guys behind Arc, I think his name's Tashi, was saying that they will be releasing some more important news tomorrow about the future of Arc and the vision of Arc and where it is actually heading. They're also going to be announcing more handshake projects, which basically means chosen projects that's going to be on the Arc Forge launchpad, guys. So hopefully that does give Arc some positive momentum going forwards into next week. But as of now, you can see Virtual's also down 12.5% and not really showing any signs of recovery at the moment. AI16Z also down 13%. It's a difficult one, really, guys. There are some outliers. You can see Swarms here is up 6.1%, but in general, guys, there's been big sell-offs across the board. Ava as well, Hollowell, we talk about a lot, down 22%. Okay, guys, so look, it's not a pretty CoinGecko, but it is a pretty, in my opinion, day because of what's happened with Donald J. Trump and the American administration. And let's not forget that the actual Crypto Health Summit is today. It wasn't yesterday. It's today. So we're expecting more news from that event, more news that we can obviously report on. So, for example, such as the US not charging capital gains tax, potentially on made in USA coins, or maybe on the whole market. Let's see. But yeah, there should be some more bullish news that comes out from that meeting, and hopefully that will do well to turn the markets around. And let's not forget, guys, this is not just crypto. Crypto and the stock markets now are very much correlated. Crypto is now, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the ETF projects, is now inherently connected to the whole financial market. When I first got into crypto, it wasn't correlated at all. Crypto could be in a massive bull run and the stocks could be in the bear market, and they weren't the same. But now that they've hit this level of, in terms of the trillions of dollars, the size of the space, they are inherently now connected. And of course, the stock market has also seen a major sell-off today. So it's no surprise to see the same here. Okay, guys, so something I wanted to touch upon here was the actual Swarm EAO that took part on the Vader token launchpad. Okay, because while we're all out here with watching our bags bleed, no matter what happens with Donald J. Trump and the markets, actually, these projects are actually making a clean 7-8x, okay? Right in front of our eyes. We should be getting into these. I'm not part of the Vader team. I'm not getting paid to say this from Vader. I've never spoke to them, but it's clear the writing's on the wall here. Look, Swarm is now gone live. It was their second EAO. The first one was Billy Bets, which a lot of people, as we can, is talking about and has a lot of mind share, and helped people print. Billy Bets did very well. And now the second one has gone live. Now, as you can see, the entry valuation was only $300,000 market cap, okay? And the current market cap when Vader made this tweet was $2 million. So a 7x, $479 redefine participants there, all Vader stakers, no vesting, no lockups. But one key thing is that they do slash your points if you do sell early. Okay, guys, so like they do incentivize you to hold. That seems to make somewhat of a difference, but also having such a low market cap at launch is clearly having an impact as well. And to be honest with you, look, Billy Bets performed well. People made a lot of money, and I thought, okay, let's keep an eye on this. But now that Swarm has also done the same thing, look, 7x in this market is not to be sniffed at, is it? I mean, it's fantastic. It's basically a 30x, compared to what else is out there. So this can really help you multiply your virtual bags while the whole market is tanking, while virtuals itself is tanking. Look, guys, if we jump over to the deck screener, we can see here, like the market cap has come down. It's 1.2 million as of recording right now. It was 1.6 when I checked it earlier. It actually went all the way up to 3.69 million. Okay, so that would have been a clean 10x if you'd have sold the top. Now, obviously, not everyone sells the top. Come on, no. In fact, nobody sells the top. But let's say you sold it here, 2.8. You're still looking at like an 8x. You still would have done very, very well for yourself. I think it's great to see. I think this is more than a trend now. I think Vader have now confirmed that they're picking projects, and the way they've done the tokenomics and the point slashing, this is something that we should actually be getting into. And not only that, of course, you need to actually stake your Vader to have access to these token launchpad projects. But as you can see here, the market cap is only 11.3 market cap. All right, guys, if we dare look at the 3-month chart in terms of market cap here, it peaked in start of January at 145 million market cap. 145 million market cap, right? We're literally bottomed 11.3 million. So what, we're looking at a 13 or 14x potential rise. I mean, I can't see this going a huge amount lower, guys. And these are the kind of bets that I like, where there's like a small downside but a potential huge upside. Now, I think you could make a 10x on Vader potentially. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm just talking, just like I would talk to my friends. But then also you can make regular 7 or 8, potentially 7 or 8x's on the token launchpad itself. So I am finding this interesting, guys. And honestly, I think I am going to actually get into the next one when Vader announce it here. So basically, as you can see here, you get these points. This is the staking tier system that you need. So you basically have to stake your Vader here. And obviously you can actually lock them up for a certain amount of time. You get more points here as you go along. Of course, the more points that you have, that you get early access into buying the tokens on the token launchpad. And this stands for first come, first serve as well. And then here there's a leaderboard, how many staked Vader people have. But also, if we just go back to the homepage, we can see 47.13, nearly half of Vader is staked, and it's $11.3 million market cap. Now, you will actually need the virtual token itself to actually deposit to get the token, such as Swarm or Billy Bets on the launchpad. So you just have to prepare yourself for that. But yeah, look, guys, I wanted to check in to see how this did, and it's positive. It's looking positive. Vader have now proved themselves twice. It's been good returns in a really crappy market, and therefore, whenever the next launchpad project comes out of Vader, I'm going to be getting into this and trying to get some great returns. Okay, guys, next up, just a quick one. The VVV token, which is obviously the token behind Venice, ends on March the 12th. Okay, guys, at dawn. So 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th. That's Tuesday. There'll be no more dumping from the airdrop. Okay, so take from that what you will. Should be bullish, obviously, for the Venice price. But if you haven't already claimed your airdrop, claim your Venice airdrop. Otherwise, you're going to leave money on the table and you're not going to be very happy about it. So do claim your airdrop, guys. Let's see what this does to the Venice price. To be honest with you, I know they had a dodgy launch, but I am positive on their actual product itself and their product market fit. And of course, having Eric Voorhees behind them is a very, very enviable position for most projects to have. So look, guys, just a quick one there. Do claim your airdrop or forever be poor.
You are hurting us. Let us go.
Okay, guys, next up we have some major news from the AI and gaming space, okay? So basically we have a project here called Aiveronica, and Aiveronica is partnering with Animoca Brands, okay? So backed by Animoca Brands, Aiveronica is the world's first AI game master, turning static games into living and evolving worlds. By entering Animoca's vast gaming ecosystem, Aiveronica will be appearing in games you already love. So look, Animoca Brands probably has the largest ecosystem that I can think of in the whole of Web3, especially that encompasses games, NFTs, and metaverses. They're very, very big on the creator economy. And by integrating with Animoca Brands, this is obviously really big for Aiveronica because this is an experiment that is bound to have serious potential scale due to the amount of projects that are into the Animoca ecosystem. So let's learn a little bit more about what is Aiveronica and how is this actually going to work. So here's what you can actually look forward to. So for players, you have AI-driven dynamic quests and NPCs and adaptive difficulty, okay, based on how you're playing. So play with an AI that learns and evolves with you, and you have a next-gen VTuber with real-time game analysis and cultural humor. There's also some information here about how this can work with developers. So for example, you can have Veronica-themed NFTs and token-gated experiences. You can also have new revenue streams and solve play liquidity. And this is all powered by the AIV token. So if you stake AIV, which obviously is a token behind Aiveronica, you can unlock exclusive content rewards and co-train Veronica yourself, as well as ecosystem-wide staking and cross-chain game incentives. So welcome to the new era of gaming. I mean, look, it looks very, very cool, right? I mean, who doesn't like a waifu of this kind? But look, Animoca Brands partnering with Aiveronica is going to be interesting, guys, because I think that having these kind of like cross-play AI agents agents basically creating their own gameplay as they go along and playing alongside you guys and learning as they go, and difficulty being adapted as you play, is going to make gaming so much more interesting to play, rather than the kind of like old school kind of like same repetitive flywheel of of game, no matter who's playing the game and what their skill level is and what choices they make. It makes every game unique to you based on exactly the actions that you and your AI agent player actually plays with you with. Now let's move into the Substack of Aiveronica, because they do actually give us some more details here. Now I personally love gaming, okay guys. I've got my PlayStation 5 over there, and I grew up obviously in the 90s, so I was playing PlayStation 1, even Sega Mega Drive. For those of you that are of that age group, you'll know what I'm talking about. I've had GameCubes, all sorts. So I've always loved gaming, and obviously I love crypto and AI, in case you didn't know. And so like the intersection of all of this always gets me really excited. So here it talks about the current limitations of Web3 gaming. And as I just mentioned, static, predictable gameplay loops that become repetitive, limited personalization capabilities, a one-size-fits-all difficulty scaling, focus on short-term token farming over sustainable gameplay, and misaligned incentives between players and developers, etc., etc. But what Aiveronica is actually trying to achieve here, and what they were saying would transform gaming forever, which is a big thing to say, is the things that I mentioned, like the dynamic world generation, real-time environment control, difficulty that adapts to your skill level, you're creating unique storylines and challenges based on what you've chosen, intelligent AI agent companions and NPCs with deep personalities that can learn and evolve. So I think that's key here. It can learn and evolve. It's way more exciting. It's way you don't know exactly what's going to happen next, and you grow with the AI agent as the player. It provides master level strategies while you play, and then the next gen VTuber streaming personality featuring context-aware commentary, game analysis, and cultural integration is just going to make it more fun to play games, guys. It's going to make it more fun to play games and to stream games. Like we've seen Luna, obviously from Virtuals, had some success with its 24/7 live streaming, and I only expect this part of the kind of gaming space to grow, and the potential IP that the likes of Aiveronica can actually gain by becoming this popular AI agent gamer as well is also significant. And obviously they could then potentially tie that into the IP agents, Web3 agents that were actually part of Story Protocol, to then start tokenizing that and become fractionalized. And obviously then we can just keep progressing this in our minds, guys. If you're into this space, it's never ending, to be honest with you. But who doesn't like to have a really cool AI agent gamer that you can game with and basically have lots and lots of fun and see and work together to see how the game's going to transform side by side. So yeah, it's obviously early days for Aiveronica. If we actually head over here, Aiveronica is on a just under $3 million market cap, created 2 months ago. It is a the Virtuals project, guys, that was launched on Virtuals. It is on the base ecosystem. Of course, it's still very, very nascent, $3 million market cap. But I think now with the partnership with Animoca Brands, it's definitely one that you should be keeping an eye on if you're interested in the intersection of Web3 and gaming. All right, guys, next up we're talking about the global race for AI domination, okay? And as you can see here, Alibaba, obviously one of the biggest companies out of China, has launched a DeepSeek rival, which has sent their stock surging. So let's get into this and see what this is actually about here. So Alibaba unveiled its latest AI reasoning model on Thursday, boasting that its capabilities beat those of rival models from OpenAI and startup DeepSeek. That actually sent the shares rocketing close 8% higher on the day, which is a huge rise, by the way, in the stock market, especially for the size of a company like Alibaba. So what is this about? Well, before we get into that, there actually was a new AI agent that's been released by another company called Monica, which is a Chinese company, okay, and that's called Manus. And you can say Manus is basically a very similar, from what I can see, to the AI agent from OpenAI called Operator. Now, as far as I know, that Operator AI agent is only available in the US, which means I haven't been able to get my hands on it. But Manus, which is now coming from a Chinese company called Monica, is quite similar in terms of that it can carry out complex multi-step tasks such as screening resumes. Screening resumes would be a weird one. Screening resumes and creating a website. Okay, so actually, if you head over to the Manus page here, they actually have, I was just watching, they actually have a video here showing basically the Manus AI agent at work. Okay, guys? So quite interesting here. And as you can see, they've also got these different use cases of Manus at work. So you can actually watch this yourself. You can see it deeply analyzing Tesla stocks, a trip to Japan in April, B2B supplier sourcing, interactive course on the momentum theorem, whatever the hell that is. But yes, anyway, you can actually head over to manus.im and check this out. You do need an invitation code to use Manus. Unfortunately, I don't have any ones to share with you guys, but they are claiming, as you can see here, that it actually surpasses the AI agents from OpenAI. So yes, anyways, going back into the actual Alibaba news. So Alibaba has touted its new model. Okay, so its new model is called QWQ32B. I don't know why they're calling it that. I mean, how do you say that? Yeah, QWQ32B in an online statement, as delivering exceptional performance, almost entirely surpassing OpenAI O1 Mini and rivaling the strongest open source reasoning model, which is DeepSeek R1. And that's obviously a big announcement. Basically what they're saying here is that the model only has 32 billion parameters compared to DeepSeek's R1, which has 671 billion parameters. And basically the fewer parameters imply a model is smaller and more efficient to train. Of course, our projects have already started to integrate this model. So there was an announcement already here from Venice that the new Qwen QWQ32B reasoning model is now live for Venice Pro and API users. So there's a picture here, as you can see it. You can see it's an option instead of Llama. So very, very, very quick off the mark, Venice, to integrate this new Alibaba AI model. And so yeah, look, the global race for AI domination continues, guys. I'm sure there's going to be lots of this happening over the next few years, and I'm sure now there's also going to be a race from all of our favorite DeFi and AI agent projects to integrate this new model. So look, let's keep an eye on it. At the end of the day, as consumers of AI, it's obviously good for us to see these massive companies competing in this space, and obviously the rewards are absolutely massive for the winners. All right, guys, look, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much for joining me once again on this channel. I've been really enjoying putting these videos together for you guys every single weekday, talking all things DeFi and AI agents, okay guys, and sometimes talking a little bit about the market. Now look, of course, I think it's amazing news about the Bitcoin strategic reserve, guys. I know it is a little bit disappointing that Donald Trump is not going to buy 1 million Bitcoins off the market today, but come on, that was always a little bit unexpected, let's be honest with you. Now we've seen the US government now with a $17 billion diamond handing, guys. It is obviously going to be net bullish for the industry, and the impact that can have now as Bitcoin being seen as a very legitimate reserve asset, guys, is only going to have a massive impact, obviously, for other countries who then decide to try to front run the US before they inevitably start buying Bitcoin themselves. All right, guys, final shout out this week for DeFiCon. Do not forget, we are hosting DeFiCon at Token 2049 in April, guys. April the 29th at Warehouse 4. We have some of the biggest names and most exciting projects in DeFi coming and speaking at that event, guys. We're having a lot of interest. We're already at around 500 signups, which is absolutely incredible, guys. So do not forget to go down below and sign up. It's completely free to attend. We'd love to see you guys there. Okay, look, if you've been enjoying the videos, please do smash the like button, hit a comment, and hit the bell notification, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday.